Alright guys, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be putting Corsa exhaust on the Cadillac Escalade. Just got this a couple weeks ago on jcwhitney.com. There was a discount code I think for it. I forget how much it costs, but here it is. We're going to do an unboxing of it and try to get this old exhaust out. Alright, do it. Alright, so here it is. Here it is. The decal and the instructions, and there it is. So we went for the chrome exhaust tip option to match the chrome wheels and the chrome trim and everything. So it should look a lot better than the factory because you can't even see the exhaust going down the road. And it's all hidden under there. So now it's gonna stick out like right about here. So you should really be able to see it when you're driving. All right, so underneath the truck, just let go in here. You can see the factory rubber clippings here. You just shove a pry bar in the bottom and you pull those out. And I'm not quite sure how we're gonna have to get it out from under this thing. That might be a little bit of work to get it over the axle. And then you just take it off right from that this thing right here. All right, so you gotta loosen that clamp right there with a ratchet from the top.
Where we cut it with a sawzall. You can cut it.
And then I also read that you are kind of supposed to disconnect the spare tire so you can actually get the rest of the old exhaust out. So we changed our mind. Instead of trying, we watched a couple other YouTube videos on how to do this, and we learned that it takes a lot of work to get out of here. You have to remove this cross beam here. You have to loosen one of the bottom shock bolts to lower the differential down. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to cut the system out because that is easier. And I don't think we're really ever going to want to put the stock stuff back on. So we're basically just going to cut it out into a couple sections and then just pull it out from there. Alright, so we just got the first clamp off the front. That took forever because it was like hardened steel or something. And the sawzall just wouldn't really want to cut it. So now we got to take the rubber clampings out. Shouldn't be too hard of a job. Just gonna pry them out. There goes one right there. There's a few of those. There's one right up here on the back. And once we get those off, then I think we're gonna cut it right about like on the front of the axle or on the back of the axle, just enough to get the whole system out of place. All right, so this rear clamp, you just kind of have to put a pry bar up against the exhaust, and it pops out super easy.
There it is.
Just like that. If your clamps, this is a 2015, it's 2018, so I mean it's been through a little bit. So say if your clamps don't have the factory stuff on it, you can just squirt a little WD-40 on there and they should pop right out really easy.
I don't know if we can get that.
Alright, so finally we got it cut. The back portion's off and the front portion's all off here. And now we actually just got it away with only cutting the clamp and cutting one part of it, so we didn't have to cut it more than once, which was really relieving. So now it's time to bolt up the new system. So a quick update on their website that we ordered this from. It says fits 2015 Cadillac Escalade ESV. So we ordered that for this car, and they send us one for a short wheelbase, and they say on their website universal, fits both. No, it don't. So if you look under here, if you see, this clamp is way too short. The muffler fits on here and goes to here. And then, yeah, it can't hook up to the front of that and go to that. That's not going to work.
It's about a foot difference.
So, yeah, it's about a foot off. So now, tomorrow, it's Sunday, so we're going to have to call them and see what the heck's the problem here. So we're gonna have to continue this probably next weekend then, and hopefully they send us a new piece. If they don't, I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, so it is the next Friday after, and we've got the new part. Now, the customer service for Corsa was great. We told them that we ordered it from J.C. Whitney and they shipped us the one for the short one. And so we literally just called Corsa instead of J.C. Whitney because they probably wouldn't understand. Just go right direct from the factory. And we called them and literally they said we don't have any, we'll have to make one for you. We called them on Monday, and by Wednesday afternoon, they had already shipped the part to our door. All we have to do is send them that one back. So there's no cost associated with, which is like really, really good customer service. All that's left now is to really just bolt it on. It should be a relatively easy process. All right, so a bit of a warning. The clamp going from the initial pipe that connects the muffler from the catalytic converter, the clamp that holds it on, you need to save from the factory, or you either need to get a new one. We just ran up to our local, Chevy dealer up here, and they had one. It was pretty expensive, and I just recommend trying to save your original clamp as much as possible. All right, so we got it installed. We got the tip sitting here. You can take a knife and just cut this protective plastic off. Got this thing in, got the spare tire mount back mounted. Got a clamp here. Come over the axle back into this clamp. Another rubber bushing up here. Got the muffler with another clamp here, and then you've got, I don't even know what it's called though, but coming off the catalytic converter, and we got your factory clamp right here, holding that on to the cat. So I think now it's time for a startup. All right, here it is. First startup with Corsa. I'm scared it's gonna be loud. That's good. All right, that's good. That sounds really, really, really good. It's loud back here. Is it loud in here?
No, not
really. Well, once you get the windows up and stuff. All right, well there it is. Full review of the Corsa. I'll have to do a long-term review in a little bit, but so far it's really good. In terms of the car itself, we love the car. I would highly recommend the Escalade to anybody. It's interior quality. I mean, this is just the luxury trim. It's not the platinum, but I mean, even on just the luxury, you've got suede, leather, wood everywhere. Super, super nice, and I would highly recommend this system to anybody. And if you have a lift or somebody you know has a lift and you have a decent amount of tools, I would highly suggest doing it yourself because it wasn't too difficult as long as you make sure to get the one for your wheelbase and keep your factory clamp off the catalytic converter. I would highly recommend this system. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this review. See you in the next video.